We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right, the current, reigning, defending Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Scholar Tarek. What's going on tonight, sir?
I'm more just curious on what the Beefcase is telling Brian this week.
Well, let's ask him. Beefcase Brian, Scholar Brian, what's going on over there?
The Beefcase is telling me that this is another B-grade pay-per-view that I should give no shits about, except for one very important thing that we are doing for this show.
Is it the love or the hate? It's the Bray Wyatt, the hate glove, or the love glove?
It's the hate glove.
It's the hate glove?
It's the hate glove.
Yes. For those who didn't get the memo about what's going on this weekend as far as the Scholars of Wrestling title is concerned, Tarek, why don't you break it down for us real quick?
We're having a number one contender predictions with 4 non-scholars. Can't be any more straight. And the winner of said predictions will be facing me for this beautiful title at Extreme Rules.
There you go. So even then, there's still much on the line. Call it a B-grade pay-per-view, call it whatever you want. Not only is there still a chance, in my mind, that we can get some very solid matches out of this show, but hey, there's always the show that we, the Scholars of Wrestling, bring to the table. The competition, the ever-present competition for that big gold belt right there.
And there's always something interesting when there's a Beefcase.
Beefcase, well then.
Oh, yes, trust me.
Chilling
I
in
know.
the background.
Yeah, you would all know, you would definitely know all about Beefcases, wouldn't you, Tarek?
Damn right.
That being said, let's just dive right in. This is Stomping Grounds 2019.
Stomping Grounds, stomp, stomp, stomp. And then, next thing you know, out of the ground comes a Graboid because we're just stomping ground, kicking ass, taking names, and then we're in the belly of a Graboid.
Sure.
Only you would make a premise reference anywhere.
Sure.
Is that wrong, though?
It's not wrong, but
no,
sure.
You're not.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Always.
Yes, always Kevin Bacon.
Bacon.
But now, Stomping Grounds 2019. Let's dive right in, shall we? Starting off with the Cruiserweight Championship, Tony Nese versus Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak. Triple threat match. Who do you got?
I guess I'll go first. Because I'm the champion, I'll go first. Really thinking about this one and just what I've been looking into when it comes to the Cruiserweights and 205 Live. I actually think this match was made a triple threat so that Tony Nese can lose the belt but still look strong, not being the person to take the pin. And the person taking the pin is going to be Akira Tozawa, and we're going to have a new Cruiserweight champion in Drew Gulak. Because what I've been reading is that Drew Gulak has just been, for this pay-per-view is appropriate, kicking ass and taking names.
Well, here's the deal. Okay. They don't care about this match, which means I don't care about this match. It'll be the typical 10-minute cruiserweight. It'll be good. Okay. But I think that they missed the boat on Drew Gulak when he was that underling of Enzo Amore doing the PowerPoint presentations of how everything is. They should have given him the title back then. At this point, I'm going Tony Nese to retain because, quite honestly, at this point, there's nobody in the Cruiserweight division that is worth a damn to me at all. Because of the way that they're built up. And then knowing what's going to happen to them when or if they come up to the main roster, why should I care about any of this? At that point, retain until a major pay-per-view when you put the title on to somebody else, like you've been doing since the beginning of cruiserweight titledom.
You know what? I care about this match, and I'll tell you why. Because this is a very rare opportunity to take a match like this and make it interesting. And it's for this reason and this reason only.
He's going to Zawa.
I am going to Zawa.
I had a feeling, even before you started talking, I'm like, just watch. We're all going to pick different people in
And
this
you know
particular
what?
match.
You're instantly more interested in this match now, aren't you?
Oh, I've been interested in this match because like I said, from what I've been reading, like Drew Gulak is actually really raising up that ranks. He's actually slowly becoming what Neville was when he was the king of the cruiserweights. And like I said, this will protect Tony Nese, but he could lose the belt as well. Because I like the guy. He's very entertaining, but he's not really there character-wise.
All right, next match on the card. We've got We've got messing up our lines. Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery for the Raw Tag Team titles. SmackDown Tag Team titles.
That tells you how
I am botching like crazy tonight.
That tells you how much he cares about the tag team division, it is right now. We care about tag team. We care about tag team wrestling. Okay, we always have. But as it stands right now, the tag team division is shit. Everyone other than their tag team champions. And for that reason, and that reason only, I think for right now you need to keep it on Daniel Bryan and Rowan, because the build-up for this match was too quick. I don't think...
You could say that for a couple of matches on this card.
Exactly. And I don't think that you give Heavy Machinery the tag team titles on their first shot. They
already are tag team champions. They're the YOLO tag team champions.
Which is great. I love it.
Is great. Keep it that way.
You think if Daniel Bryan and Rowan actually win, will they win the YOLO tag team champions?
I think they will.
I think they'll grab those titles and rip them in half. That's what'll happen.
But not
They're more eco-friendly than the SmackDown belts.
But not before Daniel Bryan cuts an amazing promo on the YOLO tag team belts. Like, we are the YOLO tag team champions. I don't think you understand what that means. You only live once. That means that these are the most prestigious title belts extremely over these horrible cow-stained, these horrible animal belts. We are the true champions. We are the YOLO tag team champions. I'll do this entirely straight-faced, and he'll just go into it as only Daniel Bryan will.
Obviously, it will be better put than what just came out of that. It came out of him. But
I have had a long day, but I don't care because I'm going Bryan and Rowan for the exact same reasons. I can definitely see Heavy Machinery winning the tag team titles down the line. However, it is way too early, and both these teams together have so much more to give. So I'm going to say Daniel Bryan and Rowan to win for all the best possible reasons.
And his statement is going to come up for me a little bit later on.
Fool, what do you got?
It's going to go 3 for 3. I'm going to choose Bryan and Rowan. This feud is going to continue, but from one little hint that they gave from a returning Viking Raider experience, imagine the triple threat feud between those three teams for SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery versus the Viking Raider experience.
So many beards.
So many beards.
Too many beards.
And that's actually a match that I would definitely love to see.
It actually, in all kidding aside, that actually does sound like a legitimately good match.
But yeah, this feud between Heavy Machinery, Bryan, and Rowan are going to continue on past this. This is just the starter, and there's going to be major shenanigans on this one. Because, Daniel Bryan's the ultimate heel, and he's going to pull some evil shenanigans, lie, cheat, and steal to keep those belts.
Next match, speaking of lying, cheating, and stealing, we've got The New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. For this one, I'm inclined to go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think they're due. And I think that, again, let's face it, the New Day are perpetually over. They're one of the top teams in wrestling ever. I think they need to throw Owens and Zayn a bone right about now. And I think that's going to come in a non-title victory at Stomping Grounds. None more.
Well, of course it'll be a non-title victory. But
well, yeah, I'm saying that's going to be the path to keep this feud going.
For me personally, I'm going to second that. I'm also going to go with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, ever since Sami Zayn came back, he hasn't won a single match. And I feel like these two have just gone through so much shit this past month that, yeah, if New Day loses this match, they're not going to get hurt from it. Yes, it may be like... Wait, no, it's not Big E's first match back up. I'm going to take that one comment back. But, yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like, if Xavier and Big E win this, they're not going to gain anything from this victory. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they're just going to keep going downhill. Kevin and Owens, Sami Zayn need this victory.
We're going to get some 50-50 booking going here because I'm tripling the... I'm going Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. First of all, because I feel like after the Kofi Kingston Dolph Ziggler feud ends, I feel like they're gonna go back to the Kingston Owens feud that took a back seat because of Kevin Owens refusing to go to Saudi Arabia. I feel like they're gonna go back to that, and if he loses here, that's got to make no sense whatsoever. And also, adding on to what you guys have said, okay, I feel like Kevin Owens has also been being punished for that, which is why they have been made to look like fools ever since the Saudi Arabia show. Okay, and Sami Zayn, okay, once again, hasn't won a major match. Has he won a match?
Nope.
He hasn't won a match since he returned, so here you go. Get your 50-50 booking, get Sami Zayn back on the winning end, and make Kevin Owens back into a credible challenger for the WWE title.
Boom, there it is. Next match, we've got what very well in my mind could be one of the matches of the show. Samoa Joe defending his United States Championship against Ricochet. Fool, what do you got for this one?
Honestly, I do have a prediction written down, but I'm not fully convinced on it. This is honestly the hardest match for me. Because one, this is a perfect example of what Brian said earlier, that this has no build to it. Ricochet just became number one contender this past Monday. And
which is why my prediction is what it's going to be.
I can see this feud continuing beyond this, and there's one way I can see this is that they're going to give the United States title to Ricochet and have him fill that spot that Rey Mysterio was supposed to have before he got injured. But there's also the fact Joe just got it back, and really, he hasn't really been doing anything really. It's the biggest complaint I had from this past week is that when it comes to the heel end, all the heels on both Raw and SmackDown are made to look like crap with super, super strong baby faces. So with that, I'm going to stick with my original prediction. I'm going to say Samoa Joe retains it. But it's gonna be a well fought match, and I don't see Ricochet. I see the Coquina clutch, but Ricochet's passing out. He's not gonna tap.
Brian, who do you got?
I am gonna go with Samoa Joe for the reason that I think he's gonna be a placeholder United States champion until Rey Mysterio returns, so that they can continue that feud from where it was going before Rey Mysterio got hurt. So I think he's going to hold it until Rey Mysterio comes back. I do agree this is going to be the ultimate standard plucky underdog match where Ricochet is going to have a very big comeback spot at the end where you think, holy crap, this is going to happen. Ricochet's got to pull one out over Samoa Joe. And I can see him going for the 630, and then as he comes down, Samoa Joe locks in the king of clutch as soon as he hits. And then I agree. I also don't think he'll tap out. He'll pass out. But if there was more build to this one, I would give more thought. I would give more credence to Ricochet becoming the United States champion. But if he wins this, I think it would be better with a little bit of build. It would have been better for because really, okay, he won a number one contenders match. Okay, did Samoa Joe do anything to him?
He attacked him. Ricochet basically came back and took Joe out.
Exactly. It's another case of 50-50 booking. What's going to happen. Samoa Joe's going to knock him out.
If Ricochet is going to win the United States Championship, I don't see it happening on such a low-grade pay-per-view as Stomping Ground. I see it at SummerSlam.
I'll tell you what. This is another very unusual occurrence because normally when we all agree on a match, and we do, I'm thinking Samoa Joe is going to win. Normally when we all agree on an outcome, it's usually for very similar reasons. I'm going to say Samoa Joe to win, but I've got a completely different rationale than you two seem to. And it actually ties back to something you said a while back, Fool.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that... I think you were talking about Cesaro or something like that. And you said, Cesaro... Big shock. You're talking about Cesaro.
I love him.
You said...
I love you, Cesaro.
What you said was... What is Cesaro doing here? Cesaro is too good for the United States title. And to that I say... To say... Cesaro is too good for the United States title is the same thing as saying Shinsuke Nakamura is too good for the IWGP Intercontinental title. Technically, you're right. He is capable of more. However, in doing so, in the way that he's doing it, that title is legitimately elevated. And I feel like Samoa Joe is doing the same thing for the title right now. Not only that,
elevating it,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Along with every single person who's in that title hunt right now. Because think about it, who's chasing Samoa Joe right now? You've got Ricochet, who is legitimately a world-class talent, friggin' Braun Strowman, the aforementioned Cesaro, The Miz. You've got really top caliber talent chasing the United States title right now. In my eyes, it legitimately feels like an Intercontinental title feud.
Speaking of which, where is Finn Balor in the Intercontinental Championship?
Nowhere near this show.
In a dark match on SmackDown, Finn Balor versus Shinsuke. That's where the Intercontinental Championship is.
Both these guys need to be... Oh, man. I miss Shinsuke. I really do.
I do, too.
But besides that... The point I'm trying to make is that with this, in my eyes, a blisteringly hot United States title scene right now, Samoa Joe just makes for a fantastic villain. Anybody in that I just mentioned can go up against him, and it would all result in excellent matches and excellent feuds. So it's that reason I'm picking Samoa Joe to retain.
Which is definitely not what we were saying when Rey Mysterio beat him in 2 minutes at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
As long as if they were going to give the belt to Ricochet, I really hope it's not just what the thing they've been doing with Samoa Joe, and that's just like the surprise roll-up pin victories.
We need more from this. The potential is too good.
We need that ultimate plucky underdog win if it's gonna be Ricochet winning, not the roll-up, but the actual comeback. That's it.
All right, next match we've got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss.
The Redemption Tour. Bayley to beat Alexa Bliss. I feel like they're going to start teasing dissension between Alexa Bliss and Nikki. Nikki's going to accidentally cost Alexa Bliss the victory here, and Bayley can continue her character renaissance that's been going on the last couple months, where suddenly she's a badass. That's it.
Yeah, this one, I was almost tempted to say Alexa Bliss just because there's storyline possibilities there, but you're right. Bayley has been on a roll lately. I feel like she's finally found herself more and more. So I'm going to go with Bayley just because seems like it would be a shame for her to lose it right now when it's all working so well. Fool, who do you got?
I see the look on his face. He doesn't agree with us about Bayley at all.
I wouldn't say she's on a hot roll. I mean, she's had like one good match, and that's really all I can think of. But I am going to agree with the two of you. She's going to successfully retain, but I'm not expecting anything spectacular from this match.
I wasn't really talking about matches for her. I'm talking about character.
The only real good thing character-wise that came out of Bayley ever since winning the SmackDown Women's title was this go-home angle between her and Bliss. That promo of A Moment of Bliss, surprisingly enough, it came from this segment, was actually very good. How they even made it more personal, talking about their days in NXT. It got definitely real personal, and it actually didn't feel like a scripted segment. It actually felt like a shoot promo, which is most likely it's a work shoot, but just the things that they both said to each other just hit their head right on the mark. It actually made me look forward to this match, but I'm not expecting anything spectacular. I mean, their matches in the past didn't do anything special for me last time, and I don't think it'll do anything different this time. And now that everybody's on Alexa Bliss injury watch, it's probably going to be a basic affair, I honestly am not thinking there's going to be a dissension between her and Nikki Cross. I just think right now Alexa is just that, what's the word that you said for, is a placeholder for Bayley. Once this title match happens, I think I see Alexa and Nikki going for the women's tag team belts.
Interesting. Moving on, we've got our next match, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre.
The WrestleMania 35 rematch that no one wanted.
And guess what? It's going to be the same result. Roman Reigns is not losing to Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. It's not happening.
It was actually a year ago, but okay.
Yeah, for this one. Yeah, as much as I would normally say Drew McIntyre, I'd be astounded, agog even, if Roman Reigns lost here immediately after losing to Shane McMahon. Some things just don't add up, and this is one of them. That's all.
He's going with Drew.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Drew.
Okay.
It's actually very, I think the factor in this was just Roman Reigns, and, the go-home segment was Roman Reigns completely destroying Drew McIntyre and the Revival and Shane McMahon. So, with Shane McMahon being in Drew McIntyre's corner, I could just see Shane McMahon shenanigans, and I could see the Revival coming in to help, just to continue making this Shane McMahon faction look strong against the big dog. And here's the one thing I kind of want to see happen, that the whole rumor going around of Shane McMahon potentially winning the WWE Championship, I want that space to be filled for Drew McIntyre, of him winning the belt. He's the star that Shane McMahon's is supposed to be putting over, but that's just me wanting fantasy booking. But
I wouldn't be surprised if we see in your scenario. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Miz and the Usos in this match too, with the Revival and Shane McMahon and that whole thing going on. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an all-out.
I'm thinking something similar to that effect being a match for Extreme Rules, but after that beatdown that Roman gave to them on Raw,
which was the best use of Roman Reigns that they've had. I love that segment. I
just feel like, once again, Roman's not going to get hurt losing this one. It's feel like Drew needs to win, and Roman could just get that win back at Extreme Rules. So yeah, it may be following my heart prediction, but I may be risking much with this prediction, but I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Drew.
Well, we all know what happened the last time you differed from the norm here. You retained that title, so it does seem like a risky move in my eyes, but hey, it paid off for you last month, so who am I to judge?
Yeah, I'm not putting, I may be wrong on this. I seriously, it could be 100% I'm wrong on this one, but
I just really don't see how they have Roman Reigns lose twice in 2 weeks.
Just the thing,
I understand that it won't hurt him at all, but I just don't.
Tough one.
It's tough to see and actually believe that Roman Reigns will lose 2 big pay-per-view matches.
This is not a big pay-per-view match.
Well, it's
a
in WWE terms, not in our terms. In WWE terms, this is a big pay-per-view match.
I get what both of you are saying.
I'll even go with the argument. This is going to be 50-50 booking. Roman won at WrestleMania. Drew gets his win back on this one.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'll even go with that argument. I feel it's basically back to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Drew needs the win more than Roman ever did. Roman doesn't. He's reached that level. He main evented 5 WrestleManias in a row. He's beaten big names. He's now at that point where, how Undertaker is now. If he loses, who cares? He cemented a legacy. I don't agree with how Roman Reigns got to that legacy because through the entire roster.
I like him where he's at right now for whatever that's worth. So
the man against the big evil of WWE.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's not in the title picture, so it works.
Well, yeah, he's above in a way of the storytelling. He's above the title pictures.
That's fine.
Keep him out of
that's fine as long as he's not in the title picture.
Keep him away from the things I like. That's all.
Exactly.
It's I don't like. It's yeah.
I don't like Shane McMahon. I don't like Roman Reigns. Keep them together. Keep them in one segment. We can move on.
As the big story of WWE.
It doesn't last long. As long as it's not the only story. I don't care.
It's the only story that they really are putting so much effort into.
Well, let's put it this way. Speaking of things that I like, Raw Women's title, Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans.
He took your first spots. He took your first prediction. You can go. I know where you're going with this, but you can go first.
Everybody knows where he's going with it. It's time for his going with his heart prediction.
Yes, Lacey Evans every day until it happens, and it will happen.
Eventually.
It will happen, just not this time. I think it'll happen.
Quick talk.
I think it'll happen at Extreme Rules if it happens.
Here. How about this? Fool? Lacey Evans, Raw Women's Champion at SummerSlam.
Acceptable.
At a big pay-per-view.
At the second pay-per-view behind WrestleMania.
Why would you want her to win the title at a C show? When she could be on the main stage.
Because legs.
The legs will get more exposure on the big stage at SummerSlam.
You're talking exposed legs to him. Exposed Lacey legs. She knows how to use them.
Scholar's quick talk. On a scale of yes to absolutely, how fabulous is Lacey's hat going to be?
Wait, say that again?
On a scale of yes to absolutely, how fabulous is Lacey's hat going to look at Stomping Grounds?
She's not going to wear her hat because Becky's going to come out wearing it.
It's Lacey Evans. She's got like 15 million hats.
As we said, Becky's got to steal every single one.
I stole all your hats.
I stole all your hats, and I'm gonna win at Stomping Grounds.
Okay,
Becky Lynch.
That's a promo.
Yes, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch retaining, and you know what? Because I will even give it to you. Lacey Evans will win it at SummerSlam just to make you feel good.
But it also goes back to what Tarek said about the tag team titles. Okay, I think that it's too soon in the storyline for the title to change. They have a lot more to give, and I feel like at the end of the feud, Lacey Evans is going to come out on top. But for right now,
it's plus also the fact Becky Lynch is still riding that major high right now.
She's still the top female in the WWE. Don't even.
Is she though?
Yes. It certainly ain't Lacey. I'm sorry.
In all seriousness, here's my point. I feel like after WrestleMania, Becky lost a lot of momentum.
The popularity has come down. The popularity has come down.
She lost some steam since then.
I will say this. The popularity has come down. We're not disputing that.
I'm not disputing that at
all.
She's still the top. She's still the big thing. She's Becky Lynch and her man, Seth Rollins. It's still Becky Lynch as the top name. She's going to be the cover of 2K20.
Actually,
as Becky Two Belts.
Speaking of Becky, I did hear an interesting storyline idea, but I'll share with that later.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes. No, on camera.
Okay. I think I know
what you're talking about. For the world to see. But anyway, we'll get to that. But first, we got to talk about Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler WWE Championship.
In a steel cage.
Who do you got?
Come on.
This is the saddest thing. See, I'm in that very small crowd that wants Dolph Ziggler to win. I really do want him to win. He needs a big WWE Championship win.
It should have been him.
I won't even go that far. It should have been him. But
it's a good line, though.
It is a good line. Just the parallels between these two. It actually is something that they've had the most singles matches on TV in history, in WWE history, which is just a hilarious thing to point out. And they've elevated from different belts to now the big belt. Isn't it in the level that should be presented more? Yes, because they're barely there. But for me personally, I would want Dolph to just have that big moment. I mean, he's won pretty much every other belt available except the top belt, which is, I don't care if Vince McMahon masturbates to the Universal title.
Is he doing it? Is he gonna say Dolph Ziggler?
No, it's not. It's Kofi. Kofi's on too much of a momentum run to lose the belt right now. But here's a sneeze.
Waiting for it.
Ooh.
There it is.
Bless you.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's still Kofi's gonna win, but if Dolph actually manages to win and he just does it by escaping the cage and not pinning Kofi, I wouldn't be mad.
This is obviously a placeholder feud.
Oh, absolutely.
Because as we were talking about earlier, Kevin Owens couldn't make it to this refused to go to Super Showdown. Therefore, they needed someone to fill in real quick. So they gave Dolph Ziggler a quick little 3-week feud with Kofi Kingston to give them something to do at Super Showdown.
I was expecting Dolph to be gone after Super Showdown. I'm surprised he actually stuck around.
I figure because that was basically a house show match. So they were like, we'll give you a real one. on an actual pay-per-view. And then we're going to put you back on the sideline.
Imagine they started trading off like world title back and forth, and they become the next generation John Cena versus Randy Orton because they just been going on for each other for so many years.
And that would have been fine a couple years ago when Dolph Ziggler was still a thing. Right now, as much as you love him, Tar, it's one of those things where
if he like
going Kofi.
Definitely going Kofi.
I'm going to pull a Scholar's Quick Talk for you. If they give Dolph that moment, like that Kofi had, that one thing he had, that awesome performance in the Gauntlet match, and how he did in the Elimination Chamber. If they gave Dolph something like that, would you change your opinion on him?
I think it would be.
I guess that's not really quick talk because you actually had to think on that one.
If they had given him Kofi's, I'm saying if they had given him Kofi's, okay, it would have changed my tune. Okay, if they do it now, it's just piggybacking off of Kofi, and I'd respect him for his abilities, but I'd know it's just WWE trying to piggyback off of Kofi by doing it again.
Or is you got to give him trying to rebuild a name?
No, it's Dolph Ziggler has to do something else. He can't have the Kofi moment to become a name again. He's got to do something else and not escape the cage. Any of this. They pushed him down so far in my eyes. I was a Ziggler fan when he was doing the Ziggler and Miz Intercontinental title feud, that whole thing where he was like, I will quit, I will leave the company if I don't win this match. That series of matches was great, awesome, loved it. And then where did he go?
Imagine if they gave this match like a good 45 minutes.
They'd absolutely deliver, no question.
I think these guys would definitely deliver.
This is going to be the version of the match that everybody wanted at Super Showdown when they weren't sure whether Dolph Ziggler was going to get a rematch. When everybody thought it was a one-on-one, just one time. This is the match that everyone thought that they were going to get at Super Showdown when they thought it was a one-off.
If they actually give Kofi and Ziggler real time in this one, I think this would be one of the top contenders. This and Samoa Joe and Ricochet as the top two contenders of being the match of the night.
As we said, with their Intercontinental title feud and all the matches they've had over the years, we know they can deliver. Okay, that's why the Super Showdown match was so disappointing. Because they didn't get the time needed to deliver. In a steel cage, on a actual show that WWE says that they give a shit about, whether they do or not, it's gonna get the time needed to deliver, and I'm calling it now. It will be match of the night.
Yeah, this is gonna be another triplicate for me. Kofi is absolutely going to retain, and I do think it's a legitimate strong contender for match of the night. Depending on how this final match ends up, of course we're talking Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin, Universal Championship. Too many possibilities going into this match.
Should we do a prediction, like a special prediction point of who the special referee is going to be? Because that seems to be the big story going in this feud, or going in this match.
And it is 100% open. Like, I have no idea. If I predict the referee, it's just a name being thrown out. I have no idea. That's it.
I've got a name in mind, so I've got no problem doing this. If you guys want to participate in this,
I'm all for it.
all right.
Is this about your story idea earlier?
Possibly.
Because I feel like I know. I've
Are you
also
in or
heard.
not?
I've heard rumblings.
It has to be
Yes.
a consensus. Do
Yes,
you want?
I've heard. I think I've heard the rumblings that
All right,
you've heard.
Rumbly in your tumbly?
Who's got? All right. Who's making this prediction first?
I think it's Brian's go first.
All right, Brian. What do you got?
Yeah, because I had Ziggler. I chose Ziggler. So yeah, this is Brian's go.
I've heard rumblings online, and I think there might be a further stipulation added, and it's going to be Becky Lynch as the special guest referee.
Huh. That's actually the first I've heard of this. Where did you hear this?
I've heard it on various. It might just be drunken talking. I heard cultaholic people talking about it, but then I thought about it and was like, if they
which one of cultaholics?
if they put it, if they put a stipulation on the line, like if Becky Lynch doesn't call it down the middle, then Seth Rollins loses his title. Then I'd be okay. Fuck it. Why not? It as I said, it's also me just throwing out a name because this is up in the air out there anyway. It can't be Lesnar. They'd have to announce that.
They didn't announce him for Money in the Bank.
No, they won't do that again. And I'm also saying that Lesnar doesn't cash in tonight. Because
so you're going with Lynch?
I'm going with Lynch.
Lynch for the rep, and who to win?
Seth Rollins to win, and setting up a Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin chairs match for the WWE title at Extreme Rules, where in fact Brock Lesnar will then cash in.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm picking Seth Rollins to win, and I'm picking Brock Lesnar to be the ref. Because I've been thinking about this. Traditional wisdom would say that you would need to announce this. And honestly, I'm not so convinced that you would need to. Because the draw is, let's face it, I don't think with a match, that kind of thing would boost ticket sales. Not with a build like this. There's been such minimal build and such minimal hype for the show as a whole that I don't think that announcing Brock Lesnar as the referee in advance is where the value lies with Brock. In this particular case, I think the value lies with Brock in having him be the surprise and overall have that surprise moment for everyone watching, both at home and live. And then once you get that, whenever in the future there is sort of a C-grade pay-per-view, because there'll be this mentality of, oh, maybe even if there wasn't too much hype, maybe I'm going to want to see this because maybe they'll pull another surprise, just like they did with Stomping Grounds with a surprise Brock Lesnar appearance, and then oops, there's a cash-in. So
wait, you're going for a cash-in?
I'm going to say, no, I'm not going for a cash-in. I'm just saying the draw for Lesnar being used in this manner is to give a surprise moment and drum up larger ticket sales in the long term. That's my rationale.
I know how I heard the Lynch thing. I think they were probably joking around, but they were like, what if Baron Corbin forces her to be the ref, knowing that Seth Rollins has been attacking everybody who's been the ref with steel chairs?
There's one flaw in that. Becky Lynch as a top-level face would not go along with that. As a matter of fact, my idea for Becky Lynch, and this is something that I heard on another show, And I think the idea is absolutely dynamite.
Dynamite!
Instead of... Becky Lynch is involved. But instead, when Brock Lesnar tries to bully Seth Rollins around, Becky Lynch comes out and just gets in Brock's face. The visual alone.
And
just
does
makes
Brock go Brock on Becky?
Seth interferes before that even happens. Brock is just sort of like amused, like, haha, this is really going to happen. And then Becky will just like pie face Brock or something. Brock starts getting pissed. And then before he can do anything, Seth shows up and curb stomps him. Power couple still retains and looks good.
Where did you hear that? What show was that?
Busted Open.
Oh. Interesting idea.
I think Bully Ray put forth that idea. I was just like, do I think it's going to happen? Not necessarily, but it's such a fun idea that
it sounded like a Bully Ray idea.
Bully Ray has good ideas.
Which is why it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
All right. Fool, take us home.
Hey,
what do you
in
got?
WWE terms, that makes sense. When I said
In WWE
I'm
terms,
thinking Vince
Manpower
McMahon.
made sense.
Exactly.
I'm going... for my prediction, Seth Rollins is going to retain. And as for the referee, I'm also going to go with Brock Lesnar.
I could
For
give a
the
shit
reason-
less about this.
For the reason that this event is happening in Washington State. Brock Lesnar is literally like maybe an hour or so away from this event. He could show up at this event, and then he could just go straight home afterwards.
That does sound like a total Brock move. I wish that didn't make sense.
Can you tell that I'm trying to throw this event so I can screw people over? Can you tell? Can you tell how hard I'm throwing this now?
It's actually funny. We went through all these predictions, and we didn't even come up to the fact maybe one of these matches will end up on it, but there hasn't been an announced pre-show match.
I guarantee you it's the Cruiserweight title. I guarantee it.
If they were going to introduce a new match for the pre-show, I actually have an idea on what it is. The only other storyline that has not been shown up on this, Apollo Crews versus Andrade. That's the only match that actually has some sort of build. And is it going to happen? Probably not. But if it did, let's just for shits and giggles, this is a fun prediction. And if it actually happens, we'll throw it in the real one. I would go for Andrade.
I think everybody would go for Andrade here.
So we're doing predictions for the pre-show match?
We're doing predictions for the pre-show match.
For a potential pre-show
match that we have.
If it doesn't happen, then this means absolutely nothing.
Okay, so we're all betting on Andrade versus Balor? Or
Andrade versus Apollo.
Apollo.
Because that's the only other storyline. Because Apollo Crews, this past week, I think it was SmackDown, he was basically wandering around backstage looking for Andrade, bumps into Zelina, and Andrade beats him down. That's the only other match that I can actually see being a pre-show.
Yeah, I'll second that. Andrade versus Apollo Crews.
Andrade versus Apollo Crews, the only thing that makes sense to me is Andrade winning. Because you still have that thing, you still have that feud with Balor in the wings. And
Wherever
Apollo
he is.
Crews and Apollo Crews, just another name at this point. So when someone has something else going on,
Surprised he hasn't
that's
started
huge.
running for the 24/7 title.
Yeah, when someone has a feud waiting in the wings, and someone's just chilling, the one who has the feud waiting will win every time. So Andrade.
If it doesn't happen, it means absolutely nothing. But if it does happen, at least we actually jumped the gun and actually threw a prediction down.
Hey, I've got a feeling that this entire show is going to be full of surprises, and I think, considering the very, very minimal build, no, I'm just looking forward to some wrestling on my Sunday night. That's all I'm thinking about.
That's fine. I think you're thinking a little too hard about surprises on a B show.
I think the good wrestling will be the surprise.
Fair enough.
But you know what? I'll take it.
That's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, those are our thoughts on Stomping Grounds. Now we turn it over to you, our listening and viewing audience, wherever you may be. Let us know what you think is going to happen at Stomping Grounds. Who's going to be the mysterious referee? Who is going to win the Scholars of Wrestling Championship? Or is it going to be
The number one contender for the Scholars of Wrestling Championship.
the number one contender? And is there going to be a cash-in on the Scholars of Wrestling Beefcase end? What's going to happen? Let us know wherever you are. YouTube, Facebook, social media all over the place. Let us know, especially if you're following us on Twitter and our own personal Twitter accounts, starting with @ScholarsOW, the main page for all the latest episode uploads. And you can also check us out in our personal accounts. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me, the Scholars of Wrestling Champion, at the Avatar, and to my potential competitors. Right now, as of now, this recording, just Jeremy and JML have posted their predictions. Charlie and Dave will come soon enough. But to those four, good luck.
You're going to need it.
I'm really looking forward to see which one of you can actually try and take this belt off me.
Brian, where can they reach you?
And you can find me waiting in the wings, in the dark corners of the basement, with my beefcase at Atomic Beanpole.
Or I could put he could have better points than me, cash in, and then you guys face Brian for the Scholars of Wrestling Championship. That could possibly happen.
Maybe it will.
But in the meantime, you'll just catch me at I'm Robbie Rage, cheering on Akira Tozawa and cheering on Lacey Evans' legs, as you do.
Is it just her legs or Lacey Evans in general?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you know who we are.
Sure.
We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
welcome.
See you all at Stomping Grounds.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Okay, bye.
Listen.